Hello and welcome, my name is Ahura and this is my Let's Play series of Distant Worlds Universe, and this time we are playing as the Huron Empire. We are the Slukens, a very aggressive race of insectoids, and basically our goal in life is to take over all other life in the galaxy. This time we are starting in the Age of Shadows, and in the Age of Shadows, pirates, smugglers and mercenaries rule the galaxy. Your empire is largely undeveloped, with no space technology, giving you... before you can take this to the stars, you must first research critical technology like hyperdrives and colonization. Meanwhile, pirates and others retain these key technologies and thus dominate the galactic affairs. As a fledgling stellar empire, you must develop the technologies you need while manipulating pirates and smugglers to work for you. So they are giving us some clues for what to do. So we must research key starting technologies to enable building of a simple spaceport at your colony. I think we can actually do that from the start. Then we must expand your empire across your home's star system by building nearby mining stations. We must also handle resource shortages by signing and smuggling missions at your home colony, and we must research breakthrough technologies of hyperdrives and colonization to become a truly star-faring empire. And lastly, we must expand across the galaxy by establishing new colonies and mining stations, and also exterminating our enemies. So anyway, let's get going. So let's have a look at our starting planet. It actually looks kind of nice. It is a 31k planet, so it's rather big, and it has a nice quality of 94. But that could be better, but I'm not complaining. We start out with polymers, chromium, and megalas nut. So that's really nice. As you might remember from the previous video, if you watched it anyway, chromium, I believe, is one of our special resources. So since we have chromium on this planet, we will have a plus 5% development bonus for all colonies with access to this resource. Now I will go over our race again at some point, maybe in this video, for all of you who didn't want to see my setup, but right now let's just check out our starting position. So anyways, we got this polymer and chromium at pretty good rates too, and we also got some megalas nuts, which is a luxury resource. As you might know, to get a fully developed colony, you need access to 10 luxury resources, which will give a bonus to the development bonus of the colony. Development bonus, along with your population, is what decides how much tax you get. Okay, and I can also see we have 3 characters on the planet, but no troops. So let's check out these characters. We got a fleet admiral right off the bat. Right now he has no. We don't know what he can do. He's untested, but with 4 starting skills, it already looks quite positive. There are 2 ways that your characters can progress. They can get new traits, and new traits usually just give a static bonus to your skills. So it might give, for example, plus 10% targeting, plus 10% countermeasures, or it might be a negative skill giving you minus 10% to something. But your skills, on the other hand, they increase over time. So when you use your, in this instance, my fleet admiral, when he's out fighting with a fleet, he'll gain experience and he can level up these skills. So he can get better at targeting, better at using countermeasures, better at ship maneuvering, and having better at using fighters. So personally, I like skills most. There are some traits that are really nice, like inspiring presence, where he will increase the skills of the people around him. But anyways, let's go on to the intelligence agent. Again, he's untested, and apparently he has assassination skill. The most, in my opinion, the best skills are espionage and maybe psyops. But espionage is what lets you go out and steal stuff from other people. I haven't really played around with assassination much. yet, but it might actually be nice. But I imagine he needs to have quite a high level to assassinate nice people. So, but anyway, let's set him to counterintelligence. We don't know anyone yet. And finally, have our glorious leader. He is health oriented, which gives him plus 10% population growth, plus 10% colony happiness, but minus % colony income. On the other hand, he is disorganized, so I get a minus 10% penalty to military ship construction, and civilian ship construction, and colony ship construction. So that's a bit of a bummer. But he does have the colony income skill, and even though it's at minus 14 now, because he has that minus 10 from health oriented and a minus 4 beforehand, it can increase over time. He also has the population growth skill, which means this will also increase over time. And these other things, which are from traits, will just stay the same. And I just apologize for having my auto save on. I usually turn this off for recording since I save after each episode anyway. So let's just go and do that quickly so it won't happen again. Anyway, so we checked out our planet, so let's zoom out and look at the system. I can already see on the star map that it's a pretty big system, and it looks really nice. We have a couple of nice gas giants. We don't know what's on them yet because we aren't a spacefaring nation yet. We haven't really been outside our planet, so we haven't checked any of these planets out. But with 3 big gas giants, there's a pretty good probability that we will have some Kesslan in our system, which is really important. You can also see down here at this map that there are 2 triangles, and let me zoom in on one of those. The triangles means that we have ships in the system, and it looks like we have a frigate here in pretty good order, just hanging around, so you should definitely get an explorer out to look at him later on. And over the other side of the system, we also have a ship, a bit more damage. It will seem a destroyer. So we'll need to get a construction ship out to repair this guy. Also, you can see there's these dots. This means that on this planet there is a ruin, so we need to explore that too. And we have a ruin over on this planet too. Okay. So let's check out if we know. We also have one more marshy swamp planet in our that we can colonize. It doesn't have the best quality in the world, but it is rather large, so we might actually colonize this at some point. If we haven't found any better colonies when we get colony ships, we'll definitely colonize this. Yes. So that's our system. Let's see if we know anyone yet. No, we haven't been contacted by anyone. But as the start suggested, we might meet some pirates pretty soon. And since we have no ships whatsoever, we can't do anything to protect ourselves. So we will have to pay them off. Let's get a look at our research. So from the get-go, we are researching starfighters. I really don't want that. Except for on our bases, we don't have any ships large enough to kind of use this yet. So let's do something else. Let's research armor plating. That's real interesting. Armor plating as the first thing is really nice because it means you can put armor on your bases and just make sure that you can protect yourself just a little bit better from pirates. And if you don't do this, you'll pretty soon stack up a huge bill with the pirates for protection, and that will really hurt your economy first on. So I really recommend that you start off getting armor plating and shields, just so you can beef up your stations and maybe at least defend them in the early game. Sorry. And then for high tech, let me see. I think I'm gonna go with troops systems, just so we can get some passenger ships. And then I'm gonna go for medical systems and entertainment systems. And the reason for this is that if you put a medical center and a recreation center on your spaceports, it will make your people happier. One other thing I should mention from already is that I have turned everything to manual. I just found that doing a strategy game, I don't really like everything being done for me. It was pretty nice when I was starting out the game and I didn't really know anything, but you quickly start to get annoyed with the lack of control. So I've turned anything to manual, which also means that we'll have to build our ships ourselves. But while it may be a bit boring to look at if you have experience in that sort of thing, if you're a new player, you will learn a lot, both about the different components for your ships, and also just about how different things in the game works. So I'll try to in the start of the series I will probably do some designs on camera or in the middle of the episodes, but later on I'll kind of try to keep the construction to the end of the episode so that you can skip it if you don't want to look at it. But at the beginning we definitely will have some construction in game. So anyway, I think we have looked through all that we need. So let's actually get the game started. First thing we need is a starport. So let's go into the planet. We can see that we have 3.5 million. One trick you can do, especially in this kind of start, is to set your tax to 0 just to stimulate your growth rate on the colony. You won't need that much money in the start of the game, since you can't really leave your system. So if you kind of save on your money, you can get away with not having that much tax, and that means you can grow your planet much faster, and in that way you can grow your economy. We're also gonna rename our home planet, or our home colony, to a Huron hive, since we are the Huron Empire and this is our main hive. Okay, then we're gonna go to the construction art and we're gonna build a small spaceport. We also need to build a construction ship, but before we do that I just wanna edit them ever so slightly. I'm gonna edit the construction ship and the exploration ship, and I'm also gonna turn off retrofitting on everything. I'm just gonna do that from the start. Just for everything, turn off retrofit. I can turn off retrofit on the manual or the private ships and the private bases. For now I will keep them on manual, but once we get out of our main system here, I'll turn them on to automatic. But just right now I want to save my money, so I'll keep it on manual, and then once we get hyperdrives and stuff like that, and we start racking out a lot of stations, I'll switch to automatic. But as we're saying, I want to edit our construction ships and our scouts. So what I want to do is make these a bit faster. Since we don't have hyperdrives, we'll have to fly all over the system, so with a speed of 13, that would take a long time. So let's add some iron thrusters. I think I'm just gonna go for like 20 cruise speed for the construction ship. And we will need, because we made it bigger, we need some extra habitation and life support modules. Let me just sort this so it's easier to find. There they are. So basically, when you build a bigger ship, you will need more support for the crew on board. And a side effect of adding HAB modules is that you'll get more people on the station, which will give more defense against boarding. I'll also, to this ship, add a, if I can find it, a resource profile sensor. This is usually only a component on your exploration ships, but since I will have a limited number of ships in the start, it's just nice that my first couple of construction ships can find resources for themselves when they get to a planet. So I think that's it for now. So let's save the design. Maybe we'll just, yeah, let's call this the, let's keep this name, that's nice. And then the scout, edit that, and we'll get the speed up for that too. Oh, the iron engine, iron thruster. I think I usually have it up top. Let's get that cruising speed up a bit. So 50, that should be enough. Let's add a habitation and life support. We will take some of these engines off later on when we get the hyperdrives, just to save space. But right now it's nice to just get them around a bit quicker. Let's just, yeah, let's get 50 cruise speed on that, and we'll save that too. So now we can go into the planet once again, into the construction yard, and build a construction ship. Now the next thing we want to do is look at our research. We don't have any research yet, or any stations. When we get our small space station, we'll get a bit extra, but we want to bump up our research right away so we can start cracking on those different technologies that are important for getting out into space. So let's add some space stations also. As you might remember, if you want to build something at a planet, there are several ways of doing it. As you saw, you can go into the planet and build it from the construction yard. The only downside is that it will all be built in the middle, so it can be kind of confusing to find stuff. Another way is to build things down here, but there are a limited number of things that you can build through this. You can build ships here, or bases, and you can build like spaceports and defensive bases. But we want to build some research bases. So what you're going to do is you're going to select the planet, and you're going to right click in space where you want the base to be, and you will get this drop down menu, and you can select the one you want. So we're going to build an energy research station, a high-tech research station, and a weapons research station. And I'm just going to rename them so they're easier to find later. Let's rename this Orbital Energy Research. So I'll know it's around a planet, and it's energy research. That was a bit too many R's. Yes. And then for the next one, do the same. Let's actually just take bases in here, if you can find it. The high-tech Orbital High-Tech Research and Orbital Weapons Research. Nice. So now they are sorted out, and then I might actually want to queue up just one more construction ship on the home world. So I will have one to kind of go out and build the first mining base, which will probably be some Keslan for fuel, and then the next one can go and start repairing that destroyer that was out there, because that will take a long time. But anyway, we are ready to unpause, actually. Who would have believed that? And because this is this first phase of the game will take a pretty long time, I'm gonna go to the ×4 speed, because nothing will really be happening at the start. So we are going. And the first thing you can see, we are building that spaceport. The reason I built that first is so that the only things you can build at the planet are the bigger type of ships, like construction ships and the colony ships. If you want to build actual spacecrafts, you do have to have a space station. So I just went ahead and built the spaceport first, so we can get some explorers out and about, zipping around and finding out stuff about our system. And you can see, because I dropped down the... Oh, we are getting contacted by pirates. Greetings to our victims. You may have noticed that we are about to attack you. But for the small price of 329 credits per month, we could avoid this unnecessary violence. Of course, you really should have paid us sooner. Now that our tax is on the way, you have no choice but to increase our prices. So, are you ready to pay up now? And this is no choice. If we do say no thanks, he'll just destroy all our queued up bases, and we'll lose all that money. So it's really not a choice. Later on, if we find the pirates before they actually go attack us, we can kind of pay them off cheaper. But this first pirate we just have to pay off. So unfortunately, we just have to say yes and goodbye. So anyway, as I was saying, this. Oh, and we get this message, but I'll just finish this. You can see we have a population growth of 21% right now, which is really, really high, and that's because I set the tax down to 0. I saw the patch notes for the next expansion at this, or not the next expansion, the next patch, and it seems that they might be fixing this strategy so that setting the tax rate won't impact the population growth as much. But we'll kind of see that when that patch goes live. Right now it's in beta, but when that patch goes live, I'll kind of return to that. But anyways, pirate raiders. We have avoided a pirate raiders on our home world, Ahuran Hive. In the past, there were rumors of a secret visit from star travelers, but recently these visitors from the stars have begun to appear openly. Some are hostile, taking whatever they want by force. Others come in peace and trade. Ancient legends speak of a time when your own ancestors once traveled among the stars, but with the great forgetting, all this knowledge was lost. Many of our people say that now is the time for us to return to the stars. With the technology that we have acquired from some of our stellar visitors, it should be possible to once again become a space-faring nation. And indeed it is. And our spaceport is constructed. And at the same time we have hit that 20-minute mark, or actually a bit beyond that. But this seems like as good a place as any to end the episode. So hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next one.